Kyle Cicara, age 26, had a troubled past. He was previously arrested for assault and even attempted murder. His parents were Francis Cicara, age 68, and Lynette Cicara, age 65. In July of 2019, Kyle found himself in some serious trouble. He was charged with attempted murder, assault with a weapon, and the possession of a knife. His parents Francis and Lynette posted bail. He was placed in the care of his parents while his charges went through the court system. Francis was a Mangalorean from Mazagoan, and Lynette was a Goan from Mahim. Both were born and brought up in Bombay. The couple moved to Dubai for some time, where they had their daughter. The couple then migrated to Canada in 1990, where Kyle was born in 1995. Francis previously had a scare with cancer, however after treatment, the cancer went into remission. He worked at the Scarborough Golf and Country Club. He had been employed there for more than 20 years. Lynette was a member of the University Health Network. She was deeply devoted to her patients. The couple lived in a corner townhouse, at 15 Pin Lane, near Scarborough Golf Club and Kingston Road, in Scarborough, Canada. The couple purchased the home in 2015, so that Francis could walk to the golf course for work. In early August of 2021, Kyle assaulted 2 police officers. He was charged with the assault, as well as obstructing a police officer. His parents, Francis and Lynette, posted the $30,000 bail for their son. He was released into their custody. He was ordered to stay in the home, and could only leave if there was a medical emergency, and only in the company of his parents. On September 5, in 2021, Francis did not show up for work. Co-workers became extremely concerned and phoned authorities to check on the family. Officers arrived at the home just before 8 p.m. to do a welfare check on the occupants of the home. When nobody would answer the door, they entered the home, and found the bodies of Francis and Lynette Cicara. Both were dead from obvious signs of trauma. Police immediately arrested Kyle, and charged him with 2 counts of second-degree murder. Neighbors living near the Cicara home said, "We are saddened by this. It's a quiet neighborhood, and kids play on the streets." Colleagues of Lynette posted a statement that read, "In loving memory of Lynette and Francis Cicara. It is with heartfelt sadness that Lynette and Francis Cicara are no longer with us, but carry on their life within our hearts and memories. Lynette Cicara was a selfless and compassionate woman, and a loving friend to all in need. Lynette truly touched the lives of every soul she met. She is remembered for her countless acts of kindness and contagious positivity towards life. Francis Cicara was a devoted husband and a loving father. He was a soft-spoken man to many, but a generous and dependable friend to those close to him. As a pivotal member of the University Health Network, Lynette showed deep devotion to her patients and the broader community at UHN. While we have lost a dear friend who we all loved, remember those we love remain within us, for love itself lives on." Karen Cubis, a co-worker who worked with Francis at Scarborough Golf and County Club, said, "He was the kindest man. It's still a shock." She talked about his cancer and said, "He was on the road to recovery. This is such devastating news. He was loved by everybody. He will be so missed." Lynette Cicara always kept this message on her desk. Love is better than anger. Hope is better than fear. Optimism is better than despair. So, be loving, hopeful, and optimistic to change the world. Kyle Cicara is in jail in Toronto, awaiting trial. No further details have been released yet due to this being an ongoing investigation. William Escanoyer was born on March 7 in 1998. William lived with his mother, 44-year-old Elvira Yer, and his stepfather 37-year-old Jairo Escano. Jairo worked at a local flea market selling goods. Elvira and Jairo had 2 children together, 13-year-old Isabel Escano, and 10-year-old Jairo Escano Jr. The family rented their home at 7518 Imogene Street, in Houston, Texas. They lived there since 2016. On September 5 in 2021, at 8:10 a.m. an emergency call came in. There was a fire at a home on Imogene Road. Fire and police were dispatched to the residence. Firefighters arrived and broke down the door, and fought the raging blaze for hours. When the fire was finally extinguished, the bodies of 2 adults and 2 children were found inside. Elvira, Jairo, Isabel and Jairo Jr. were all deceased. The investigation showed all 4 died of gunshot wounds to the head. The home showed no signs of forced entry. Police feel this was a domestic situation. A neighbor, Jesus Lara, said, "I hit the door, and I couldn't open it because smoke was coming out of it." At that moment, the firefighters arrived, broke it and went inside. Another neighbor told reporters that he didn't hear any gunshots coming from the home, but did see a lot of smoke. Houston Police Chief Troy Finner gave a press conference.
They arrived and they put the fire out. Quickly, they observed, very unfortunately, 2 dead adults, 1 female and 1 male. Very sadly, 2 kids as well, 1 female and then 1 male. Don't have the exact ages, but they appear to be 10 years old to 13 years old. The male and the female approximately in the 50s or mid-age. So just real sad. Sunday morning, just want to ask for prayers for this family. We hadn't even been able to reach next of kin. We were really early in the investigation. I don't feel that it is a random event. There's no forced entry, I meant to say, from outside. We do suspect that it is a domestic violence. The sad thing is we have 4 dead victims in our city, and we're just asking for prayer. We don't have a whole lot of information. Just as I said a few minutes ago, we're early on, but whoever's responsible for this, you rest assured that we're going to find them, and if they're looking, they know who they are, and the best thing is to do is just turn yourself in. Questions? I'm not going to go into that right now for obvious reasons. We're early on, and I don't want to speculate anymore as to where I am right now. I want our investigators to be able to follow their leads and search for the suspect, our suspects. I'm not sure, but we got 4 dead individuals in there, and normally people, that's what they do sometimes, to not try to disguise something on the scene or destroy evidence. So. We haven't ruled out anything right now.
What were the bodies located?
I'm not going to go into that right now.
So the male and the female, they have husband and...
We don't know. We don't know. It's like I said, we haven't spoken to any next of kin right now. We just have this scene that we're on right now, and very early on in the investigation.
Do you know who they are?
No.
When it comes to damage to the home, to the fire, are you guys going to be able to collect any sort of evidence, or is it kind of, what's the status of it?
We're processing it right now. There is some damage, but I feel good about what's left on the scene. We should be good on that, collecting evidence. Yeah, not going to go into it from our standpoint. That's part of the investigation. Any vehicles that came and went during that time, and really glad that the citizens are helping us already. So, and that's what I talk about all the time, I meant to say. Citizens getting involved when there's a crime, and especially a homicide. Stand up and say something if you know something or you see something, and I want to commend the citizens on the street for doing that.
When it comes to the start of the fire and the time it took place, do you think the shooting happened early this morning?
Don't know what time the shooting occurred. We don't know that right now, but as we investigate, we can nail that time down pretty precise. So. We don't know the suspect right now, but the main thing is just what I always say in these presses. If you know something, say something. And again, I want to commend some of the citizens on the streets, 7500 block of Imogene, for stepping up, already talking. You see investigators canvassing right now, and I'm early on. I'm trying to get the presser, but I don't even have all the information that they have.
Describe kind of hint at sadness that involves two children.
It's always sad, but it's no secret. And when I speak for myself, I speak for this entire department. When anybody dies in our city, it upsets us. Okay, but when it's innocent kids, it's even more upsetting. I mean, they hadn't even lived their life, and nobody deserves that, especially innocent little kids. So, yeah, I get emotional about it, and everybody does. We take it personally. And I worry about the psychics of our officers and HFD and the crime scene units. I mean, you got to process this stuff. We got to do our job. Just because it's a bad scene, we got to push forward. So I ask for prayers for them, but I also ask for prayers for all our frontline workers, our officers, HFD, our crime scene units, everybody that's got to get in here, because if you have kids, it's going to bother you. And I want to also thank our site services and our peer support. And people ask about that. Well, Chief, what are y'all doing about what the officers see and what they have to go through? We got a robust site services program and peer support, and we offer that to our officers. All right? Thank y'all.
Authorities from the Houston Police Department Homicide Division went door to door on the entire street of Imogene, between Atwell Drive and Rennick Drive, searching for eyewitnesses, and any home surveillance footage that may be useful in the investigation. The endeavor yielded footage of the suspect arriving and then leaving the scene of the murders. The suspect was driving the family's white truck. Police suspected 23-year-old William Escanoyer committed the murders, and issued officers to be on the lookout for him. On September 8, officers were able to locate the missing truck taken from the driveway of the family home. Authorities believe the suspect, William Escanoyer, had been sleeping in the vehicle. When officers approached and gave commands, he turned the gun on himself. Houston Police Department released body cam footage of the incident.
Hey! Oh, go! He shot himself! He shot himself! What you got? Oh, he shot himself! Hey! He put it in his head.
On his head.
Roll your mess.
If you can. Civilian should be clear in about 5 seconds. Execute.
Back up. Shots fired. Hold what you got. Come back here. Hey, pull back.
Alright, we have shots fired. Find the suspect. On his head. Roll EMS if you can.
Watch out, crossfire. You have a mechanical building, still mechanical building. Alright, hold on, we got the gun on the floorboard over here, guys.
Yeah, I got gloves on.
Alright, grab it. Back up that way, somebody grab it.
I got it. Alright, come in.
Clear. All right. Yeah. Lock it. Yeah. No, that's the job.
Execute.
Rifle. Pull back.
Alright, we have shots fired. Minus suspect on his head. Roll EMS, begin.
The gloves. Where's the weapon? Not in here. It's not in here. I don't see it. It probably fell down by his feet.
Okay. Do you mean go on the front windshield here?
It's locked. Here.
Unlock it.
The door's unlocked.
Hey, try the doors unlocked. Hey, we're gonna have to secure the weapon before EMS gets here anyway, so. Hey, jack off.
He still have a mechanical breathing.
Yep. You got it on the floorboard? All right, they got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Still mechanical breathing.
What's this? U.S. Marshal set in the front.
Is this yours?
Is yours? No, that's Josh.
They got the gun already?
Yes.
A sky cam was able to capture the scene moments after the incident. The white pickup truck with its doors wide open, and numerous police vehicles surrounding it. Police tape also blocked off a portion of the street on Alder, and the nearby park. The gun found at the scene was later determined to be the same one used to murder his family. After William Escanoyer was transported to a nearby hospital, he was pronounced dead upon arrival. William Escanoyer took the motive for his heinous murders with him to his grave. However, some family members speculated could have been that he was depressed, and never got along with his stepfather. Funeral services were held at Del Pueblo Funeral Home on September 26 in 2021. Family and domestic violence in the Houston area has increased over the past few years. Victims many times suffer in silence, feeling scared, helpless or ashamed. If you need help, or know someone who needs assistance, help is just a phone call away. For help, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. Or text HOME to 741741. Kyle Cicara had a criminal history. His violent behavior led to numerous charges, but the worst was the murder of his own mother and father. He will pay with a life behind bars. William Escanoyer aimed a gun at each of his family members, murdering them all, including his younger siblings. Then he committed suicide before he could be arrested. What would bring someone to do such a horrible act? Was it depression? Some of his family believe so. However, nothing excuses such horrific acts. There's no excuse for murdering innocent children. May the victims in both cases rest in peace. That concludes this episode. Keep your eye out for the next volume, coming soon. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.